Okay, so today we're gonna dive into a conversation called Inside Edge Talks.
Right.
It features two people, Alex and Emma, and looks like they're spending the day exploring a new city.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. And what we want to do is kind of listen in and see if we can pick up on any practical English phrases that, travelers could use, in their own adventures.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll be focusing on things like, how they order at a cafe or maybe figure out transportation or, just generally what they say when they're sightseeing or even buying souvenirs.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's just jump right in.
Okay.
So, right away we hear Alex's just like super enthusiastic greeting to Emma.
Yeah, it sounds like he's really impressed with the city right off the bat.
He is. He says, wow, Emma, this city's amazing. Look at all these beautiful buildings.
Yeah, and that wow. It really just captures that like initial feeling of awe and excitement, and then he points out those specific details right away. Those beautiful buildings.
Exactly. It's a really simple way to, express your first impression when you arrive somewhere new.
Right.
And then Emma responds with, yes, the architecture here is incredible. Do you know what we should visit first?
Oh, I like that she picks up on his enthusiasm and kind of keeps that energy going.
Right. And then transitions right into, figuring out what they want to do.
Yeah, she doesn't miss a beat.
No, she does not. And that question, do you know what we should visit first? It's such a natural way to like start a discussion about what you're going to do.
Yeah, totally. It's like that collaborative approach to making an itinerary.
Exactly. And so Alex suggests going to the main square, but Emma is like, great idea. But first, let's grab some coffee. Do you know a good cafe nearby?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just need that caffeine boost before you can really start exploring.
For sure. And I like how Emma, agrees with his suggestion, but then gently redirects it to, prioritizing coffee.
Yeah. And that nearby is the key detail, too, because they're probably looking for something that's, convenient and within walking distance.
Exactly. And Alex responds positively, and off they go to find a cafe.
Nice. All right, so now we're getting into some like fundamental phrases you'll hear anywhere.
Right. It's like cafe language 101.
Exactly. So we hear the barista greet them with, hello, welcome to City Cafe. What can I get for you?
Yeah, super standard opening, right?
Absolutely. It's like the universal way to start off an interaction in a cafe.
And then their orders are super straightforward too. Alex goes, I'd like a cappuccino, please.
Nice and simple, polite, and to the point.
And then Emma chimes in, and I'll have an iced latte.
That ice is so important.
It is. You got to be specific, especially if you want it iced.
Right.
Then she's like, do you have any pastries?
Another good one to know, like if you want to grab a little snack with your coffee.
Exactly. And the barista's like, yes, we have croissants and muffins. So, classic cafe fare.
Of course. And Emma goes for the croissants.
Yeah.
I'll take a croissant, please.
Yeah, love a good croissant.
Then we get to the money part.
Right. The transaction.
So the barista tells him that will be $7.50. And Alex is like, here you go. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really all you need for a smooth transaction, Ro.
Absolutely polite, short and sweet.
But I think what's also cool is like how they're interacting with the cafe itself.
Yeah, it's not just about the words exchanged with the barista.
Yeah, so Emma says, this place is so cozy. I love the smell of fresh coffee.
Yeah, and she's not just like stating a fact. She's kind of like inviting Alex into that shared experience with her.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like she's trying to create that moment together.
I see. And Alex is totally on board. He's like, me too.
Yep, total agreement there.
And then they spot a painting. And look at that painting on the wall. It's beautiful.
I love how they're noticing the little things.
Me too. And Emma says, yes, it's so artistic. I think it's a painting of the main square.
Ah, so they're already connecting their current experience in the cafe to their next destination.
It's like foreshadowing their adventure.
Exactly.
So, speaking of the main square, that's where they head next.
Okay, back to the itinerary.
And as soon as they get there, Alex is like, this square is so lively. Look at that old clock tower.
Yeah, again with the descriptive words. Lively really gives you a sense of the atmosphere, and old clock tower draws your attention to that specific landmark.
Totally. And then he asks, it looks historic. Do you think we can go inside?
Oh, so he's curious. He wants to explore more.
He does. And Emma's like, I think so. Let's ask someone.
Okay, so practical advice right there.
Absolutely, when in doubt, ask.
Exactly.
So Alex approaches a guide and goes, excuse me, can we go inside the clock tower?
Yeah, that, excuse me, is small, but it makes a big difference.
It does. It shows respect, when you're interrupting someone.
Right. It's like acknowledging that you're asking for their time.
And the guide is super helpful. Yes. Yeah. There's a tour starting in 15 minutes. It's $10 per person.
Straight to the point, availability and cost.
Boom. All the info you need. And Emma's like, perfect. 2 tickets, please.
No hesitation. They're ready to go.
They are. And so now they're up in the clock tower taking in the view. And Alex is like, wow, this place has such a great view. You can see the entire city from up here.
Classic clock tower experience, right?
It is. That sense of perspective.
Totally. And Emma adds, yes. And look at that bridge in the distance. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. They're really taking it all in.
They are, and sharing that experience with each other.
And then it sparks an idea for their next move.
Oh, yeah. What's next on the agenda?
So Alex suggests, maybe we should go there next.
Okay, cross the bridge.
And Emma's like, that's a great idea. Let's walk and enjoy the scenery.
I love that sometimes the best travel moments are just wandering and soaking it all up.
Me too. It's all about that spontaneous exploration.
Totally. And it looks like they stumble upon some street entertainment during their walk.
They do. Alex is like, hey, I see a street performer over there. Let's check it out.
Nice little impromptu cultural experience.
And Emma's clearly impressed. Wow, he's playing the violin so beautifully.
Oh, I love that they're appreciating the local art.
And Alex sums it up perfectly. He says, I love how lively the city is. So much to see and do.
He's really embracing the energy of the city.
He is, and so they decide to capture the moment with some photos.
Gotta document those travel memories.
Right, and Emma's like, let's take some pictures to remember this day.
Love it, and then of course they spot a souvenir shop.
Like a moth to a flame.
It's inevitable. Alex is like, look, there's a souvenir shop. Should we get something?
The temptation is real.
It is, and Emma suggests, yes. Maybe a fridge magnet or a postcard.
Classic souvenir options.
Always a good choice. And they decide to go for something small but memorable.
Yeah, you don't want to be weighed down with a ton of stuff.
Right. Especially if you're still exploring.
But after all that walking, they're starting to feel it.
Yeah, all that exploring can take it out of you.
Alex says, wow, that was fun, but my feet are so tired. And Emma's like, mine too.
Time for a break.
Yeah, and Alex is like, let's take a taxi to the riverfront.
Okay, good plan.
And Emma hails a cab, and the driver's like, where to?
Standard question.
And Emma says, to the riverfront, please.
Direct and to the point.
The driver's like, sure, it will take about 10 minutes.
Oh, that's helpful to know.
Right, so they can kind of gauge their time.
And they've made it to the riverfront. What's next?
So Alex is super excited. He's like, I can't wait to see the river. I heard there's a boat tour.
Oh, a boat tour sounds nice.
And Emma's on board. Oh, that sounds like fun. We should definitely do that.
I love how they're both so enthusiastic about trying new things.
Me too. It's contagious.
And then they start planning for dinner.
Right. So Alex is like, And maybe after that we can find a nice restaurant by the water?
Sounds idyllic.
And Emma's like, yes, a perfect way to end the day.
Soaking up that waterfront ambiance.
Then they chat about what they might want to eat.
Always a fun conversation.
Alex asks, what type of food do you feel like eating?
Yeah, what's the mood?
And Emma's like, something local. Let's try the city's famous dish.
Oh, I like that she wants to like really experience the local cuisine.
Yeah, trying new foods is a huge part of travel.
For sure. And Alex is like, sounds great. This day just keeps getting better.
He's really having a blast.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay, so now it's evening and they're by the river.
The perfect setting.
Emma observes, wow, the river looks so peaceful at night.
Yeah, that calm, serene vibe.
Then Alex is like, yes, and the city lights reflecting on the water make it magical.
It's so pretty.
It is. And they decide to squeeze in a boat ride before dinner.
Okay, so much to do.
And Alex spots one. Oh, look, there's a sunset cruise starting soon.
Oh, wow, perfect timing.
Emma's like, let's get tickets. This will be the perfect way to end the day.
They're so spontaneous.
I know, right? Making the most of every moment.
Absolutely. And so they're on the boat, enjoying the ride.
And Alex is like, this is amazing. The city looks even more beautiful from the water.
Yeah, a new perspective.
And then he says, and listen to the waves. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, I can almost feel the breeze and hear the water.
And Emma's like, I could stay here forever.
Who wouldn't want to?
Right. But alas, dinner calls.
Back to reality.
Alex is like, but let's not forget dinner. I'm getting hungry.
Makes sense. All that fresh air works up an appetite.
So they start thinking about where to eat.
What kind of place are they looking for?
Alex suggests, let's find a nice little restaurant with a view.
Good choice.
And Emma agrees. Agreed. What a perfect way to end this adventure.
Perfect ending to a perfect day.
And that's where we leave them.
So what did we learn?
Well, I think we saw a ton of practical English phrases. You know, just from listening to Alex and Emma's conversation.
We did in all sorts of travel situations.
Right. Like they showed us how to order food and drinks, ask for information, even if it was sometimes kind of implicit, you know?
Like when they were at the clock tower?
Exactly. And they were constantly like, you know, discussing their sightseeing plans.
Not to making decisions on the fly.
Totally. Like when they decided to check out the street performer or, you know, buy souvenirs.
And it even showed us how to use transportation, you know, like hailing a taxi.
So much good stuff.
It really is. And you know what I think is so cool?
What's that?
Like just by listening to this everyday conversation in English,
Yeah.
our listeners can pick up on so many useful phrases.
Totally. And it's not just phrases. It's like you get a feel for the culture, too.
Absolutely. It's like a little window into how people interact in a new place.
Exactly. So here's the thought for you, our listener.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like, think about how many other everyday scenarios could be like mini language lessons for you.
Oh, I like that.
Like, what about checking into a hotel? Or maybe asking for local recommendations.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Right. Like there are so many opportunities to learn just by paying attention.
So true. And who knows what you might discover.
Exactly. It's all part of the adventure.
All right. Well, until next time, happy travels, everyone.
And happy learning.
Bye for now.